Obama authorizes airstrikes on Iraq. U.S. President Barack Obama says he has authorized airstrikes against Islamic militants in northern Iraq if they threaten U.S. interests or to prevent the slaughter of religious minorities. However, the president said U.S. troops would not be sent back to Iraq. The U.S. has already made humanitarian airdrops to Iraqis under threat from Islamic State, IS, militants. IS has seized Qaraqosh, Iraq's biggest Christian town, prompting residents to flee. Coming to help. Speaking at the White House on Thursday evening after meetings with his national security advisors, Mr. Obama said U.S. military aircraft had dropped food and water to members of the Yazidi religious minority community who were trapped on Mount Sinjar by the IS fighters. Officials had warned that the Yazidis faced starvation and dehydration if they remained on the mountain, and slaughter at the hands of the IS if they fled. The U.S. cannot and should not intervene every time there is a crisis in the world, Mr. Obama said. But he said the U.S. could not turn a blind eye to the prospect of violence on a horrific scale, especially when the Iraqi government had requested assistance. We can act carefully and responsibly to prevent a potential act of genocide, he went on. Today America is coming to help. He said that U.S. airstrikes would target IS fighters should the militants' convoys move toward Erbil, where there is a significant presence of U.S. diplomats and military advisors, or threaten Baghdad. In addition, he authorized strikes, if necessary, to help Iraqi government forces break the siege at Mount Sinjar and rescue the trapped civilians. He added that the U.S. could and should support moderate forces that could bring stability to Iraq, and he said there was no American solution to the turmoil plaguing Iraq. The only lasting solution is reconciliation among Iraqi communities and stronger Iraqi security forces, he said. The president spoke hours after the UN Security Council met to discuss the situation. The members of the Security Council call on the international community to support the government and people of Iraq and to do all it can to help alleviate the suffering of the population affected by the current conflict in Iraq, said UK Ambassador to the UN Mark Lyle Grand. UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon said he was deeply appalled. Meanwhile, the U.S. has warned that the situation for Iraq's minority groups is threatening to become a humanitarian catastrophe. IS, a Sunni Muslim group formerly known as ISIS, has been gaining ground in northern Iraq since it launched its onslaught in June. It also controls parts of Syria. IS says it has created an Islamic State in the territory it controls. In other developments, a suicide bombing in a Shia Muslim area of Baghdad killed at least 14 people. IS said it had captured the strategic Mosul Dam on the Tigris River, a claim denied by Kurdish forces who insist they are still in control. At least 6 people died in a car bomb attack near a Shia mosque in the northern city of Qaraqosh.